Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads. We're going to start a book of Dr. Seuss stories. I got this from Amazon and unfortunately didn't come with a cover, but whatevs. Okay, this is And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. When I leave home to walk to school, Dad always says to me, Marco, keep your eyes up and see what you can see. But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me and sternly says, your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales. Now, what can I say when I get home today? All the long way to school and all the way back, I've looked and looked and I've kept careful track. But all that I've noticed, except my own feet, was a horse and wagon on Mulberry Street. There's nothing to tell of. They won't do, but of course just a broken down wagon that's drawn by a horse. That can't be my story. It's only a start. I'll say a zebra was pulling the cart. And this is a story that no one can beat, and when I say I saw it on Mulberry Street. Yes, the zebra's fine, but I think it's the same, such a marvelous beast with a cart that's so tame. This story would be better to hear if the driver I saw were a charioteer. A gold and blue chariot's something to me, rumbling like thunder down Mulberry Street. No, it won't do at all. A zebra's too small. A reindeer's better. He's fast and he's fleet, and he'd look mighty smart on old Mulberry Street. Hold on a minute. There's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull a thing that runs on wheels. He'd be much happier instead if he could pull a fancy sled. A reindeer in a sleigh. Say, anyone can think of that. Jack or Fred or Joe or Nat. Say, even Jane could think of that. But it isn't too late to make one little change. A sleigh and an elephant. Now there's something strange. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size. A blue one with plenty of eyes. And then, just to give him a little more tone, have a Rajah with rubies perched high on a throne. Say, that's a story that nobody can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But now I don't know. It doesn't seem right. An elephant pull a thing that's so light would whip it around in the air like a kite. But he's looks simply grand with a great big brass band. A band that's so good that should someone have to hear it, but it's going so fast it's hard to keep near it. I'll put on a trailer. I know they won't mind if a man sits and listens while hitched on behind. But now is it fair? Is it fair what I've done? I'll bet all those wagons more than a ton. That's really too heavy to load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He needs two at least. But now what worries me is this. Mulberry Street runs into bliss. Unless there's something I can fix up, that would be an awful traffic mix-up. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them where traffic's thick. It takes police to do the trick. They'll never crash now. They'll race at top speed, with Sergeant Mulvaney himself in the lead. The mayor's there, and he thinks it's grand, and he raises his hat as they dash by the stand. The mayors are too, and the aldermen too, all waving blue banners of red, white, and blue. And that is a story that nobody can beat when I say I saw it on Mulberry Street. With a roar of its motor, an airplane appears and dumps out confetti while everyone cheers. And that makes a story that's really not bad, but still could be better, suppose that I add. A Chinese man who eats with sticks, a big magician doing tricks, a 10-foot beard that needs a comb. No time for more, I'm almost home. I swung around the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up steps and I simply felt great, for I had a story that no one could beat, and to think I saw it on Mulberry Street. Dad said calmly, just draw up your school and tell me the sights on the way home from school. There was so much to tell, I couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pulled at his chin. He frowned at me sturdily from there in his seat. Was there nothing to look at, no people to greet? Did nothing excite you and make her heart beat? Nothing, I said, growing red as a beet, but a plain horse and wagon on Mulberry Street. And that is the end of that story. See you later.